Vienna exudes the old world charm of Western Europe. Symbols of its history as the seat of the Austro-Hungarian Empire are everywhere. If Norbert Hofer wins the presidential election, Austria will become the first Western European country to elect a far-right head of state since World War II, more than 70 years ago. The anti-immigration candidate has the support of a group of young Austrians called Generation Identity. They argue they're not on the extreme right, just nationalistic.
We are actually against mass migration, especially mass migration from countries which are culturally very different to us. We actually oppose it and also call for a remigration, a repatriation of most people who entered our country illegally during the course of the last decades.
In this part of Vienna, you could be forgiven for thinking you're in a Middle Eastern market.
Vienna has always been a melting pot of cultures. There are Turkish migrants here and people from the Balkans, and now we're seeing Syrians and Iraqis arriving. It's a sign of how much Austria has changed, and it's something that many people are now starting to fear.
Last year, 90,000 refugees moved to Austria, and around 750,000 passed through the country on their way to Northern Europe. Old migrant communities are worried about it.
Most of the Turks voted for Hofer for one main reason, because so many Syrians came here. So they think that if we choose Hofer, he will send the Syrians back.
This political analyst says in other countries the shift to the far right is just beginning. Here, Hofer's Freedom Party may be at the forefront.
You see the same trend in other bigger countries, like, for example, in France. You even see a similar populist movement also in the United States of America. If you look at Donald Trump and compare his message to parts of the message of the Freedom Party, you might find some similarities.
The left is fighting back. Kind of. But even free music wasn't enough to get a big crowd outside the president's office. The far right appears on the march across Europe, and no one is quite sure where it will end. Nicole Johnston, TRT World, Vienna.